Hey everyone, welcome back to BeamNG and also to my massive, ridiculous daily. We're not going to be using this today because it's too slow, but BeamNG semi-recently, it's been a while, they added an achievement where you need to drive 1,000 kilometers. We may as well get started on doing that now, actually, because this video is going to be long enough as is. So previously I had this game perfect, and I want to get back to perfect again, because once they added this, I lost my perfection in the achievements. So, 1,000 kilometers, how are we going to do that? So, basic math, 1,000 kilometers, if I was to drive 100 kilometers an hour, it would take me 10 hours to get 1,000 kilometers. That is a while. That is a long time. We're not going to do that. This is metric. I realize some of you not really fans of metric, but it works basically the same way as imperial. It's per hour, right? So we need to convert everything like that. Now, if I did somehow manage to do 500 kilometers per hour, it would take me 2 hours of just driving straight, full throttle, 500 kilometers an hour to get that achievement. So what we're going to try to do today is to go over 1,000 kilometers an hour for hopefully less than an hour and to get it. But the setup is key, so let's try it. Some disclaimers. I've played this game since the achievement came out. I don't have it because I haven't been able to play it that much, but I have less than 1,000 kilometers left to drive. Even over the duration of this video, we've driven a few kilometers so far. I'm doing 150 k's an hour, so we're moving. But let's try to find the fastest car in a straight line that can sustain 1,000 kilometers an hour or more so we can get this right. This might be a bit of a challenge. I might need to use some of my automation crap as well. Let's go for it. So naturally my giant semi-truck that can only do 150 kilometers an hour is not going to cut it. Let's find something different. So one of the cars I thought of for this was the Bolide. This specifically is the top speed variant, just as it comes from BeamNG itself. I don't know, I think maybe I'd have to like refuel it a few times to get this to work because we're probably going to run out of gas. But we need to be able to do at least 1,000 kilometers. I do not want to sit here for 2 hours. I believe this thing caps out somewhere around 400. So we're basically just going to be driving into the abyss here, and we'll see how it goes. So I've added a couple UI apps to help me out with this, and I do believe that this Bolide is going to be the trick, because as you can see, we've already done 2 kilometers. It's barely been any time at all. 328, I think we can probably get close to 400. We are going to have to like pro charge the heck out of this car to make it work. But I can set cruise control to 382 and it manages to do that, but again, we're just going to have to sit here for, what is that? So if I was to sit where I am right now, it would take 3 hours of doing exactly this to get to where we need to be. Unfortunately, we would run out of fuel before that time comes, so I would have to then add fuel to the car somehow. This is not going the way that I thought it would. Needless to say, this is not going to work. So let's get more power, let's somehow get more fuel in there, and we will make this car as fast as humanly possible. 380 or whatever it's at, that's not going to work. So far, by the way, we've done 11 kilometers. That's not even close. Okay, the only changes I've made here are the final drive gear ratio is now 2 instead of 2.9, I believe it was, so hopefully we can get a little bit more speed with that. Unfortunately, it seems like this car, just based on the parts availability, 3.9 liter V8, like everything here is as good as you can get pretty much. Like we have a stage 3 twin turbo system on it already. We could do nitrous, but that's not going to last very long. Like everything seems to be as good as it's going to get. So yeah, let's give it a try with this, see if we got a little bit more top speed out of it, and then we'll just see how that goes. I might have to switch cars. This one is really stable at speed though, which is great, but not quite what we need. Well, it is definitely slower on the acceleration, and every other possible way. That just spins out very quickly. There's something to be said for a car that can just drive straight, and that's pretty much all we're after here. Just drive straight, please, oh please. 340, 350, it might not be able to get even to the top of 5th gear without just sitting on it for a while. So I have successfully made the car faster. I mean, we're doing 390, but it's very slowly ticking up. I think we'll probably stop somewhere around 400 with this current setup. That's not quite what we want. It's going to be more than 2 hours of just sitting here with the cruise control set, so we gotta find something even faster. Apparently the engine is starved of oil. We're almost doing 400. I've gone 8 kilometers for a total of 18. Yikes. That's 1.8%. Okay, as the car slows down in the background, there's got to be something faster than that. There has to be something that is quicker than that. Maybe this top speed version, if there such a thing exists. One easy way to see, by the way, is to go into here, so we can pick this one. 350, 370? This one will do 385, so that's a good start. There aren't a lot of cars that'll do more than like 380, very, very few in fact. But I have found one that might surprise you. The Bastion in drag form is claiming to be able to do 400, so hopefully we can improve on that. That is a ridiculous amount of power, and maybe if we cut some stuff off of it we can get faster. I'm hoping. It does have nitrous, so maybe that's why. And it is rear-wheel drive. What the heck? In stock form, let's see what this thing will do. Burnouts. Come on. It comes with like no gas. I wonder if that's a specific design choice here. Very, very quickly up to 350 kilometers an hour. That is wickedly quick. Come on. Ooh, okay. Over-rev the heck out of it. 404 kilometers an hour, 405. That is much, much better. So, either we sit here for 2.5 hours, or we try to get this thing up to 500 or 600. It's probably going to be automation stuff that gets us to where I want to be. Okay, so I've gone through this, and I cut out the back glass, which I don't think is going to make a significant difference. And I'm thinking about cutting out a bunch of other stuff, just to see if it helps, but aerodynamically we'll find out. 2-to-1 final drive ratio, and hopefully that is good. I don't think we're going to run out of power to get there. We have a lot of power. Let's do it. Very slow to start, but it doesn't matter. We're all about that top speed. Oh yeah, I did change the transmission as well, because the 4-speed wasn't working for me. I want more speeds, more ratios, hopefully is better. Very, very easy to get to 300 in this car. Wickedly easy, in fact. I also gave it a full fuel volume, so we'll see if that matters at all. I don't think so, but it's extra weight at the end of the day. I want to point out that I believe this is a 6-speed transmission, and we're currently topping out in 4th? 5th? We might not have enough power to overcome the ridiculously low rear final drive. 420. Dang it. Okay, I'm back on my grind here. Basically, I'm running the 4-speed transmission, except I've changed the RPM limit to be 7,500 to 68. I cut out the entire interior, pretty much everything I could, including the seats and literally everything inside of it. It's basically empty. I cut out the steering wheel and the mirrors, and I tried to make it as light as possible without cutting off any like external pieces, and that's pretty much got me to here. So 420-ish kilometers an hour with 4-speed. Doesn't seem to matter how many speeds I have. It's about that gear ratio. It's still 2-to-1 at the back, the rear differential. And I did put the rear tires at full 30 psi, and they were at like 12.9 or something like that. So we can do 425 pretty easily, it seems. And I'll set my thing here to do that. We also do have nitrous, although that's probably a bad idea. I haven't actually tried to use it yet. Let me try to use it. I just want to see how bad this is going to go. Nitrous. Here we go. I mean, it's armed. It seems like it's working, but it's actually not doing anything at all. Like, the car just does not care at all about nitrous. We're going so fast that it doesn't matter. What a view this is, my goodness. I am actually gaining some distance here. I've probably done like 50 kilometers this entire attempt so far. Let's do some math. So basic math is, let's say we want to do 500 kilometers an hour just to see where we're at. So 500 divided by 60 gets us 8.3 kilometers per minute. 1,000 divided by 8.3 is 120 minutes in order to get that. So we'd have to be doing 8.3 kilometers a minute for 120 minutes to do 1,000 kilometers. 371 divided by 60 is 6.18 minutes that we're doing. 1,000 divided by 6.18 is 161, which divided by 60 gives us 2.7 hours. Oh boy. So we've been traveling at 369 or 370-ish kilometers an hour for 30 kilometers or so, and we are losing speed consistently, which is interesting. I have the cruise set up high, like I'm trying to get it to go faster, but it keeps going slower every time I put the cruise up. Like I'm losing that speed, and I think that's a gearing issue, because now we're down to 350. But you can see the fuel was full, and now it's almost half. We've only done 30 kilometers. That means that the fuel tank on this sucker empties approximately every 60-ish K, probably a little bit more than that, so like 70K, 100. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of fuel changes to get 1,000. Watch this achievement be broken and like not even trigger after all this effort. It's just gonna happen. That's how it is. Okay, it's been a few minutes. I have been sitting here, and we have almost run out of fuel. It seems like it'll do about 100 Ks before it runs out of fuel. I realize that I am absolutely brute forcing this, and I know that some people might not like that. It's like an achievement should come naturally, but at the same time, I don't have all day. I really want to make this work. But I was like, okay, I'll just sit here and drive until it runs out of fuel and see where we get to. We are darn close to that. But I think I can do better. We're going to switch cars after this runs out. 100 kilometers, yay! Make that like 150 total. That's 15%. We have a while to go. I actually went off the map. No way. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think there was an end to this map. That is the first time I have ever reached the end of the grid map. Oh my goodness. Wow. Who knew this day would come? 103 and we didn't run out of fuel. So, new car. Something seems wrong with the game when you get out this far. It is like flickering like crazy. I don't know what that is or why it's doing that, but everything is jittery. I am confused. I'm switching to a race adjustable rear diff in here because I think that that's going to be important. And this thing was claiming to be able to do 370, and its final drive was like I think it was 345 final drive. So if we can turn that down a lot further, then, oh yeah, 2 to 1. We should be able to get some serious speed. Hopefully this doesn't just blow the whole thing up though, we'll find out. I just turned up the power significantly. We now have full performance twin turbos and a lot of crazy, ridiculous stuff like that. I'm thinking I'll go with the race stuff as well, and we'll keep it rear wheel drive. That's probably better for speed. Okay, I'm shifting super early, basically to let it bring itself up to speed without flying off the handle here. I think we may have found a winner in terms of speed though, because with a 2-to-1 ratio, this car still feels fast, which is really good and fun. Hopefully though, I mean, the fuel might not be enough. It's got a full tank. We'll see if it lasts for 100 Ks like the other one. If we can do better than 370 consistently, then we're already doing good. There we go, that's 375. An improvement. I actually decided kind of early on I want to do this with BeamNG cars only. Automation is cheating, so I don't think we're going to get to where I need to be. Also, it's overheating. That's going to be a problem. Okay, a couple more changes. We got high performance radiators in there. I've cut out a bunch of weight, including changing the hood, cutting out the frunk. I cut off the passenger seat, and I'm going to cut all the driver's seat stuff as well soon here, just because I want to see how much speed we can actually get out of this thing. In 4th gear, pulling as hard as possible now with less weight, better radiators, no heat sinking going on. We are cresting 400 very, very easily. Just 500, please. 2 hours, I'm going to have to like go away and come back every 10 minutes to reset the car so it doesn't run out of fuel. This car has 2 fuel tanks, which is a very interesting setup. 420, that's like 50 kilometers an hour faster than I was doing before, which is great. And it should cut the time a little bit as well. 330, oh boy, that is quick. Okay, we're going to try to set cruise. It's dying a little bit, but it is still going quick. I do have one concern, and that is I'm going to end up flying back through the actual like BeamNG like test areas. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that makes any difference. Next iteration of this car, probably smaller rims, probably more sidewall, cut off the mirrors, just like every possible thing that is not needed, including the wing, is gonna have to go. Okay, BRB. Wait, what the heck? I just got the achievement. Apparently I was a little bit closer than I thought I was, because I have officially driven 1,000 kilometers. Apparently I was only about 250 away, so I don't know, maybe it was counting stuff from before. Honestly, I was prepared to sit here for like 2 hours just waiting for this sucker to finish, and I no longer have to. I'm extremely happy about that. Okay, here's the thing though, this is not satisfying enough. We have not even reached the peak of what's possible in BeamNG. There is something that needs to be done, and that is rockets. Lots and lots of rockets. But if you're curious, the way that I achieved this and was able to drive, I guess, 250 kilometers in like 40 minutes, it's basically just pick the fastest car, put it on the lowest gear ratio you can find, cut out all the weight on it, drive at 400 and something for that time, and you'll be good. I just drove 100 kilometers, which is crazy. Okay, let's get that bus out. So I remember this thing being fast, the Hero bus, but I don't remember how fast it was. Now I know it runs exclusively on nitrous, or like rocket power, but I seem to remember it being like ridiculously quick. I mean, that's not bad, but I don't think we're going to get the speed I want. Over rev is... yeah, just say goodbye to the drivetrain on this sucker. There's no point. As soon as we run out of boost... so it'll do 400 kilometers, but it won't do it for long enough. We need unlimited rocket boost to be able to get to the distance I want to go. That gets me curious. Hold on for a minute. So this truck here, which is one of the new ones, has the rocket feature as well. So let's give it a shot. It doesn't have two, but it does have one. Let's put it on. Jato liquid rocket fuel. Yes, please. This is gonna be good. Okay, full speed, full power, full send. I actually probably need to be in neutral. Yeah, neutral is the only way. Having the actual truck drive doesn't mean anything when the rocket just overpowers it instantly. This is actually significantly faster, and if you cut out basically the engine and everything else with it, including the mud flaps, literally everything on the frame, it would definitely be quick. Unlimited rocket fuel, one of these trucks fully lightened, basically just the frame and nothing else. That could be an actual rocket. Hold on. Now, there are a lot of questions in my mind whether or not this actually is going to work, but I want to try it. It doesn't have anything other than rockets, so just a frame and wheels and a bumper, and that's it. This is the best BeamNG car I've ever made. It doesn't even have a speedometer. Full speed. Oh my goodness, it doesn't have any weight on the front, so it just wants to spin. Yes. I am surprised that this works, but I'm happy. We need to be able to put this rocket on everything. Oh, it's wiggling so much. Okay, maybe just a cab on the front to give it some front stability, because there's nothing to hold the front down, so you can't really keep any, like, turning. But other than that, this is out of boost, but it's wickedly quick. This gives me some really good ideas for the future. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed me driving not even 1,000 kilometers, but darn not even close, actually. Overall, over the course of my entire BeamNG career, I've driven 1,000 Ks, so thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'll see you guys again soon. More BeamNG to come. Tower of Power next week. I didn't have the time to do it this week. I just don't have the time. But next week we're getting into it. Thanks, guys. See you soon.